Here. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today is day one of the Think Bigger, Achieve More, the 5-day Success Accelerator training for entrepreneurs, for business owners, and for everybody who has set up a goal for 2025 and wants to achieve it. So let's get started. That was a little song that you listened to, and yeah, we are starting every day with a little song to keep the vibe high and to keep the energy high. So tell us in the comments if you are watching us live on LinkedIn, on if you are with us on Zoom, if you are inside the Facebook group, or if you are watching on YouTube. We are streaming on four actually different platforms. We are inside Zoom. If you want to join us, you will find the link to register in the comments somewhere below the post on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. And if you prefer to watch us live or to watch the replay, you are also welcome. Please tell us where you are joining us from. If you are in business, tell us more about your business. What do you do? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business owner? Are you just setting up a goal and excited to achieve it in 2025? We would love to know you more. We are staying together for 5 days. Today is day one. So we are here every day, same time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. CET, 12 p.m. I guess EST, if I'm not mistaken. So be sure to register if you haven't yet. You will get a link to join us every day on Zoom. I prefer to have you all on Zoom, of course, to ask your questions, to see you, to hear from you, to share ideas and to network together. That would be awesome. If you prefer to join live or if you are on a different time zone, also, please feel free to text us, email us if you have any questions about any day. If you want us to cover your questions, your comments, if you want us to cover a specific part of your project, your goal that you're not sure about, something that you think is blocking you, or any other questions that you may have. So, hello and welcome everyone again. If a few housekeeping rules before we start. So, as I was saying, we are streaming on 4 different platforms today. You will find the link to register on Zoom if you want to be inside Zoom with us. If you are watching live, you will also get the recording and the replay. The post itself will still be there after the live is finished inside Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So you're able to watch it and rewatch it again. You're able to comment your questions if you have any questions that you think are relevant to this day, or you think are relevant to this business that we haven't covered. Please feel free to post even after the session is finished. We'll make sure to review and answer every single comment of you guys. So happy to have you here. My name is Nina Robert. I'm a success and mindset coach. I work with entrepreneurs and business owners in Europe and around the world to set up and achieve higher goals. The key is about mindset, and this is what we are going to uncover during 5 days. So, this is a free training for entrepreneurs, so business owners, but not just for these people, for everyone who has an idea, who has an ambition, who has a goal or a dream, or who wants to have a goal or a dream and haven't really had the chance to learn how to actually set up a goal. What is a goal? How do I set the right goal for me? How do I know what I want? These are not obvious questions. And for some reason, we are not asking ourselves this question um, yet again. As much as we ought to, because not everyone actually dares asking, what do I want? This is a very scary question. I will just start with this. Asking what do you want is the first step. If you know what you want, good for you. We can always recycle that thought. Make sure that you really want what you want. This is not obvious because for some reason we might be conditioned to want what other people told us that we should want. We want that career, we want that kind of relationship, we want that kind of house. But do we really want? Have we really asked the question? I don't know. Maybe not. We are not sure. We ought to ask the question again and again. and never actually stop. Because as we grow, as our business grow, as our career is progressing, we are not the same person that set up this goal a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, a lifetime ago. You are not that same person. So your goal has to progress, has to grow with you. This is going to be a very excited event, and I'm super excited and hyped already to have my fellow coaches from the Freedom Collective join me today. We have Jay Cordery from Plymouth, we have John Power from Ireland, and we have Polly Lou joining us. It's 4 a.m. Where are you joining us, Polly, from?
I'm joining from my hometown, Taipei. Yes, it's
Oh my
4
God.
a.m. here.
It's 4 a.m. You can already see the energy of this group. It's amazing. So happy to have you all, all of you guys here today. And hello to Annabelle, to Gary, to Victory, who are joining us directly on Zoom. If you are watching live on Facebook, on YouTube, or on LinkedIn, welcome again. We are streaming live today on 4 different platforms. And without further ado, let's get started. So the question I just asked is that, what do you want? Simply and nicely put, very straightforward. Ask yourself, what do you really want? If you have some pen and paper today with you, I strongly advise that you do have some piece of paper and a pen next to you, or even your phone if you're taking notes. Take as many notes as you can. If you have any ideas coming up to you, if you have any inspiration, any thoughts that you want to share, obviously I would love to hear and to see your comments and your little stories and your examples and your goals, if you're comfortable sharing those, of course. If you're not sure yet, feel free to write down whatever thought, whatever idea is coming to you. This is a huge opportunity for you. The energy is great. It's going to be amazing today, and we want you to be inspired and to be in this energy with us together. So this will inspire you, this will trigger you to ask questions, and this is what we want, for you to ask the right questions so that we can exchange and we can give you the strategy, the blueprint for you to set up and achieve the right goal in 2025 for your business, for your health, for your life, for your money, income, relationships, love life, anything you want. You can just set up really any goal you want. It does not have to be financial. Obviously, if it's financial, it's going to be tangible, so that's easier to quantify and to visualize. But if it's just getting healthier, losing weight, finding love, buying that house of your dreams, traveling more, could be really anything. Could be having a better daily habits. That's a good goal, but you have to be specific. You have to want it, and then you have to be specific. So this is why I strongly advise you to really write down as many ideas and as many thoughts that will come to you today. So I'm reading some comments in the chat and on our social media. Hello, Gary from Trinidad and Tobago. That's amazing. What time is it there, Gary? Okay, I was just starting having issues generating traffic. Okay, that's great. Tell us more about your business. You share productivity insight strategies and AI tools. That's amazing. That's great. That help you work smarter, not harder. You know what? This is what we do as well. We advise people to work smarter, not harder. And the key is in changing the way we do things. And before that, we have to change the way we think. So if we change the way we think, everything else that we do will come to us in a different way. We will do things differently. We will perceive things differently. We will perceive opportunities differently. And that will lead us to a whole new world of opportunities. Wow, it's 4:14 p.m. So we have an amazing range of time zones from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's amazing. I love this. All right. So my next question is that, what do you think is the real bottleneck, the invisible thing that's blocking you or holding you back from achieving your goal? That, of course, if you have already set up a goal, I would love to hear from you. If you have set a goal in 2025, but you think something is holding you back. You tried your best. You tried many, maybe strategies, many ideas, many businesses. Could be really not the first business or the first goal that you set, but for some reason, something is holding you back. Things don't seem to get as easy and as straightforward as you were expecting. So, what do you think is the invisible bottleneck? I would love to hear from you in the comments on social media or in the chat if you are inside Zoom. Also, for the people joining us live, in the meantime, if you just joined us, hello and welcome. This is the Freedom Collective, and our event this week is called Think Bigger, Achieve More, the 5-day Success Accelerator. This is a free training for everybody who has set a goal or wants to set a goal and achieve it in 2025. And effortlessly and easily, of course. We don't want you to work harder, we want you to work smarter and differently. This is the strategy that we are going to explain during these 5 next days. And we want you to be with us on Zoom if possible. If not, we are also live on these 4 streaming platforms, and we will send you the link if you registered using your email. Perfect. So, Gary, yeah, with me, it's finance for generating traffic. Fair enough. That's very clear. So, the bottleneck here is finances, is having the income needed to generate traffic to grow your business. Okay. So, with that being said, the number one invisible bottleneck holding your business back right now, is it the strategy? Is it the mindset? John, you have something to share. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, hi guys. Well, firstly, can you all hear me okay, yeah? Yeah, firstly, hi everybody. My name is John Power from Powerhouse Consultants, and the main area of my business is helping people in small businesses get to 50,000, 100,000 fast, and also how to retain clients, how to get paid on time, etc. And also my passion as well is I help elite sports people from local level and national level. And at the moment now I'm working with people who reach national level and they're working towards international level and Olympic level. So that's all about mindset. I should be really passionate about that. But I wanted to just jump on because I've seen a few questions from Gary. So what we want to do is we want to give you guys value and to try and answer any questions that you have as quickly as we can. As soon as we see them come up, we want to just jump on. So with Gary, we don't know exactly, the full thing. Sorry, where we just see here now, it's free traffic is available on social media, but I find that generating free social media traffic is too boring and tedious. Okay, so trying to think how best, rather than getting too kind of techie about it, but we'll just talk about attracting clients at the moment, right? So if you're just starting out and you want to attract clients, the best thing to do is always to serve first. You have to give before you receive. So if you want something, you got to give it away first. So if you want love from somebody, you have to love them and then they will love you back. If you want money, you have to give money away and serve. I don't mean just give all your money away. I mean, you have to give value and service. And so, for example, if you're starting a business and you have no clients, and you also have, it's a kind of a vicious circle. So you have no clients, then you have no testimonials to get clients, and then you have no money to pay to attract clients, and then you don't attract clients, and it just goes around a vicious circle. So if you're just starting out, the best way to do this is to advertise for clients, and you're going to work with them for free. And you might think, well, why am I going to do that? Because I'm not going to make any money. I'm in this to make money. Well, the thing is, you can't think short term. You have to think long term. If you want to be in business, business is not a short term thing. Business is a long term thing. Anything is a long term thing. Whether it's relationships, friendships, you have to look at everything in the long term, and you have to give first. So a great strategy is that I found and I use and I give it to my clients to use is 5 free places. So if you advertise for people to use your business, whatever that is, whether it's for a 6-week course for gym, whether it's whatever program it is that you use, whatever it is that you do things for 5 people and do it for free. and do it willingly and with a full heart. And the only thing you ask for them is they commit to it fully. So whatever they're supposed to do, make sure they do it. And that they're going to turn up all the time, whatever it is that you're supposed to do. They're going to complete the task. And then when it's completed, whatever the program is that you're giving away, if they find it valuable, to give you a testimonial. Now, what does that do? So what that does is it gives you practice in the very thing that you do for a start. It gives you confidence in what you're doing, because you've done it. You've now done it for 5 people. And also, if you've given value, they'll give you a very good testimonial. So then you have testimonials that you can advertise. When you're advertising your service or your product, you have testimonials from people. You can say, yes, Annabelle and Victory and all these people, they used my service and they gave me this great recommendation and testimonial. So you have then something to advertise. So that's a great way of getting started. Also, if you're already in business and you're looking you want to go again, and you don't have that much money, maybe, as you're saying here, you don't want to spend money on traffic. You can go back to your existing customers. You can ask them for testimonials. You can if you have somebody that was already a customer of yours, you can upgrade them to your next program. You can ask them to join that program again at a reduced price. You can give them an affiliate link that they can sell for you, and they can get money from it. There's lots of things you can do to generate money, whether you're just starting a business or in business. And as this week progresses, if you have any questions, even very specific ones, there's lots of people here with expertise that we're very happy to help you in any way we can. So I hope that's helped you a little bit.
Wonderful. Thank you, John. Polly, you wanted to add something, please.
Yeah, so I also wanted to kind of a little bit add on Gary's questions, because and I obviously I don't know about the context of why Gary felt a little bit boring about doing these free activities, but somehow this kind of remind me of my previous experience. And previously, when I was learning the role, learning about how to run a business and how to generate clients and everything, I apply many people's strategy, many, like tons. So I think there was one point I actually report to 7 different people. 7 different people report to them. I learned different strategy and apply because of fear, because I was thinking, if I don't do this, I will not be successful. If I don't, and then I have a massive imposter. But then the one day something hits me, it made me realize there is no point for me to work harder and not smarter. What I was doing is I work harder without any end goal. I forgot a very, very important thing. That is to know why I'm doing this. Why am I taking this action? What am I trying to take off on this action? Now, when I say taking out, why am I doing this action? It's not because I want to generate business, it's because of who I want to serve. So once I start putting my sense of purpose to a higher goal, my motivation just got automatically generated. So whenever I start taking the action, I'm not taking the action. I organize my thought first. I organize my thought. Whenever I take any action, I take a pause, thinking to myself, why am I doing this? Who am I trying to serve? What kind of impact I want to make to the people that I care about? What kind of, because when we're doing our business, obviously we want to change the world in one way or another. So thought about that and start thinking about who I want to serve, what kind of impact I want to make. Then we will be able to start doing it in a lot more bigger motivation. And obviously, when you're doing something you've never done before, the imposter, self-doubt, self-criticism is likely to creep up as well. And that's when we will start looking into how we create our future self-image. What kind of person we imagine ourselves to become, the successful version of ourselves, and start using a lot of imagination, a lot of literally acting skills to start thinking every day, thinking about what kind of person I want to become. I'm already that person. And start giving yourself a lot of affirmation about that. So one of the great things about start doing that is once I start imagining myself as a future self, strategy start flowing to me. I no longer need to learn from anybody else. I myself start having strategy coming to my way. And then I realize I no longer need to report to anybody else. The only person I need to report to is my future self. I just need to talk to my future self every single day. Saying to the future Polly, what am I doing today? Am I one step closer to become the future Polly? And that's it. And ever since then, everything become very seamless. I really do feel like I start working a lot smarter and not harder because I no longer have that kind of imposter syndrome, the sense of not good enough, the sense of I don't know what I'm doing, because every time I'm very much in tune to my future self. I talk to my future self every day. I reconfirm my vision, my purpose every day. And then things, then the energy start flowing, the feelings start coming up, and then you will start taking the action without anybody pushing you. You will just do it out of joy. So that's a little feedback from my side. I hope that's helpful, Gary.
Thank you, Polly, and thank you, John, for answering this amazing question. Actually, it's a major, I think, blocking that we think the strategy is the problem. The strategy can be the problem, but statistically speaking, strategy is only responsible for 5% of your results. 5% of your success is dictated by strategy. The 95% remaining cause of failure or success is your mindset. Are you comfortable doing this strategy? Are you comfortable achieving the goal, being yourself, or do you have to start looking at yourself, perceiving yourself as a new person, as a new kind of entrepreneur? You are not the same person who set the goal. The person who set the goal is not the same person who will achieve the goal. If you can keep one thing in mind during these 5 days, please, this is the most important for me. You are not the same person who set up the goal a couple months ago, a couple years ago. You are a different person. In order for you to achieve that goal, to apply that strategy, to start that business, to attract that type of client, you need to become that person first. This is the key. This is very important. And I remember the first time I learned this a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, everything shifted because I was always looking at myself as this constant, that this person is who she is that I was going to have the same personality, the same character, the same habits, the same fears, and this is just who I am. This was the way I was thinking about myself. But once I heard this for the first time, everything shifted. My whole life changed as a result because I started thinking and perceiving myself as a different person. Why am I bringing this up? As an answer to a question about strategy, is that sometimes the strategy is right, but if it's frustrating for you, if it's not fulfilling, if it's making you uncomfortable to the point of you wanting to give it up, it's probably maybe not the best strategy for you, but also maybe you are not comfortable yet applying these things, reaching out to these clients, talking that way, speaking to investors, attracting that kind of client because you're not that person yet. So this is the work that needs to be done. This is the base. Identifying the roadblock, identifying what's holding you back, why are you stuck? Is it strategy or mindset? Most of the times, if not the majority of all of the time, is really the mindset. Fear, judgment about yourself. Sometimes we auto-judge and we think that we cannot achieve other things that people can. Self-doubt, that's a biggie. So self-doubt is when you think you are not capable, you are not worthy of your goal, whereas the exact opposite needs to be asked. Is the goal worthy of you? This is also very important because maybe the goal itself is not right. So your inner self is like, I'm not comfortable doing this because this is a waste of my time. I probably need to be aiming bigger. I probably need to be aiming to something else. This is a waste of my time. Maybe I don't want to do social media posts every day because this is not what I do. Because maybe there's a strategy behind that you're not applying yet. But you need to become that person. You need to evolve and start acting like that person until that result will come to you. Jay, please, yeah, go ahead. You wanted to share something.
So I was just going to add on to that, and the people on Zoom who are answering in the polls are getting that exactly. So one of the big questions that we were asking today is, what's the number one invisible bottleneck holding your life or business back right now? Strategy, mindset. Majority of people are saying mindset. You can have the most amazing strategy that's worked for hundreds of other people. So in Victory's case, he's looking at affiliate marketing. There is a strategy and it has worked for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for everyone. There's no one size fits all. But that's because their mindset's all different. So a lot of people go into things and like, this is the strategy that's going to work, but they've got those self-doubts behind them saying, oh, it'll work for them, but it's not going to work for me. I'll just give it a go. And then you don't put your all into it. You don't give it everything that it needs. And then the strategy doesn't work for you. And then that just reinforces the fact that you don't feel good enough. And it's a self-defeating cycle. But what you can work on before the strategy is your mindset. And know that everything you are is exactly what you need to be. And everything you need, you can get. Because the universe isn't cruel. It's not going to give you a goal or an idea that you can't achieve. If you can see yourself doing it in your mind, you can do it in the physical world. Yes, you might not have the time or the money or the resources or the skill set yet. But the key word there is yet. You can have it if you apply yourself and you really want it. And the only two questions you need to ask at that point, once you know what you want, is, am I able and am I willing? And then you make a decision. And that's what our second big question is about today is, how are you making decisions at the moment? It's a 30-60 split in the poll at the moment. 30% are making decision like the growth-driven CEO that they want to be. 60% of us are making decisions like a stressed-out operator. Is that the right mindset? Maybe if we go at these decisions from our future self, like Polly was saying, where what would my future self, how would they make that decision? If I was in their shoes, how would I make that decision? It changes the whole decision-making process. Oh, Zoom is doing crazy things.
Very wise, Jay. I love the way you think, Jay, and I love the way you see things. We have been working together for a couple of years now, and every time you speak, there's an inspiration, there's a new idea, there's a new thought popping off my head. It's really great to hear you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, John and Polly. John, please.
Yeah. God, I love this. This is great. All this back and forth, all this advice is brilliant. I've been writing notes like a mad thing here, to be honest. So, but yeah, just to quickly jump on with Gary, huge thing there that what the ladies have already spoke about, which is a self-image there. When you were saying sometimes I feel like a fraud when I have to approach successful people online. I feel as I am not qualified to speak or to write about affiliate marketing as they can. And then you put a laughing thing at the end. Like, we all have experienced exactly what you're saying there, every one of us. And you have to, the thing about it is, if you're going to sell to anybody, and everything we do is sell, especially if you've got kids, they're the best at selling ever because they just keep nagging your ass until they get what they want. And they know sometimes whether to give you a hug and a kiss and be all softy usually with their daddy if it's a girl, or they know to go for whatever. And they are cute as anything. They know exactly what to say to who and how far to push you before you lose it, right? They are like really, really good at it. So everybody sells every single day. Everything you buy in the shop is about selling. Every ad you look at Everything is about selling. The difference is two things. One is you have to have a belief in who you are and who you want to be. And one of the things is that actually I'll come to that in a minute about when we're saying about be the person you want to be, about self-image. But the other thing is about what you're selling. You have to really believe the thing that you're selling is going to help somebody. If you don't believe that it's going to help anybody, then they're not going to believe you. And the only way you're going to believe it is if you've already done it. So as I said, if you haven't sold anybody yet, do it for free and get people on there and know that you've helped them. And then when you're speaking to somebody else, you will have a genuine belief in what you do actually does change lives. And that's what you're trying to do. And when you change their life, obviously, you need to be rewarded and compensated for that. So then you charge them what you were worth. And if you provide value, they pay you for that. They give you a testimonial, and you just keep doing it, and you keep doing it. But when we were speaking about as well, when you're saying, so I just have to go back up here. I think it was when you said about where are we? Sorry, you feel like a fraud. A great thing somebody said to me once, we speak about being the main actor in your own movie, because your life is dictated by other people if you let it. And so what we teach is you have to take control of your own life. You control your own destiny, not anybody else, not the media, not the economy, not the government, not whatever. Yes, there's certain rules you have to comply by if you live in whatever country, but as a general thing, they don't control who you are and what you do and how you feel. The thing somebody said to me one time is, if you are in a cinema, right, and you're in a movie theater and you're looking up on the screen and your life is showing on the big screen, right? And something is happening to you right now, whether it's a relationship, whether it's business, whatever it is. If that came up on the screen, what do you think people would say to you? You know, the way if you're especially in a horror movie or something, they're going to walk into a room and you're thinking, oh, don't go in there, right? Or whatever it is, or you see a relationship online, you're thinking, why are you with that idiot when you should be with that person? Because they're so much better for you. So if you're looking at that, like they're just people acting out something, but they're trying to portray whatever's on their script. And we have exactly the same thing. We can change that. So you imagine if your life was up on a big screen and you were looking at it and other people were looking at it, what would they say? What would they tell you to do? Because we're brilliant at giving advice to others because we can see it from an unemotional point of view, right? And we're looking at it from the outside and we can see it and we're giving these people great advice. And we never take our own. We're the worst people ever. We can give great advice because we don't have to do it. We know what we should do. We know what they should do. We also know what we should do. We just don't do it. And that's why when you have this, when you change your self-image, you become that person. And then you're doing those things because you want to do it. And you want to grow and you want to become that person even more and get you closer to your goal. So I hope that's helped everybody a little bit with that.
Thank you, John. Polly, go ahead, please.
Okay. And also I quite like to add on a couple more points and to address Gary's questions about self-doubt, imposter syndrome, because just like everybody already said in the room, when we are starting something new, this is one of the first things will hold us back, the self-doubt, imposter syndrome, because we've never done it before. So of course, everything you do for the first time is going to be extremely uncomfortable. You're going to have all this negative thought coming to you that I'm not good enough, I'm bothering people, and this people is not going to like my message, all of this. One thing I have come to realize is, and by studying the mindset thing, it's about how stubborn our paradigm is. Our paradigm is our fixed mindset, fixed thought about ourselves. So whenever you have this thought popping up, it's useful to really think a different perspective. These thoughts are not real. They are not real. They are created by our old self, by our paradigm, who are trying to hold us back from making the change. That's essentially what that is. They are not real. So it's very important to have that kind of differentiators, because the reason why we feel imposter, we feel self-doubt is because we believe these messages. So I'm just breaking the bubbles here. They are not real. They are essentially old self trying to hold you back. So do not listen to that message. Instead, if you want to move to your future self, from now on, you need to give yourself a lot of applause every single second, a lot of confidence boosts every single second, because success is about progression and not perfection. So I have a little tips in order to help me to boost my confidence. Every morning, I give myself a visualization exercise to tell myself what kind of future myself I want to be. And in the end of every day, I spend 5 minutes to give myself 10 praises. 10. I don't go to bed until I give myself 10 praises. I will say to myself, I reach out to 5 people today. Well done with me. I'm trying to serve these 5 people. I got rejected 5 times. Excellent, because now I can learn from these mistakes so that I can do better for my first yes. Well done to myself. So you know the drips. So you give yourself a lot of applause, a lot of compliment. Just imagine if you have any children, that's what you do as a parents. When your children start doing the learning to walk, when you fall, you don't go there and blame themselves. They're so stupid, you don't know how to walk. What you do is you calmly calm the person down, pull this person up and say, what have you learned from this? And how can we get there? So it's a really important practice that we do for ourselves every single day, because quite frankly, when we're doing something new, it's a really courageous thing we're trying to do here. We're trying to create our future. Not many people have that courage to do that. So just by making the decision itself, it's a massive step forward. So we need to recognize this every day, give ourselves big compliment every day. And by doing this every day, you start having more and more energies whenever you're doing something new, because you'll become less scared to get rejected, because you get all the validation from yourself. So yeah, that's a little bit of feedback. Thanks, Gary. And
Thank you, Polly. Thank you. Jay, what do you have to say?
I was going to jump on the coattails of that and just share something that I share with the people that I work with and that I do myself and that I do with my 9-year-old. Our bathroom mirror, all around the top is little post-it notes, and they have little affirmations on them. And the idea is that every morning and every afternoon or every evening, when you're brushing your teeth, looking in the bathroom mirror, you're reading the affirmations. And the top one in the biggest letters is, I am awesome. Simple, just I am awesome. And it feels really icky at first when you look yourself in the eye and you go, I am awesome, when you've had the absolute day from hell. The children have been playing up, work's been a nightmare, you were late for everything, you stupidly weighed yourself that morning and you've put on 5 kilos or whatever it is, 5 pounds. You're having just the day, and you look in the mirror and you go, I am awesome. And you go, no, I'm not. And you have that little voice. We're all schizophrenics, really. You have that little voice argument in your head. Like, I'm awesome. No, you're not. You did this, this, and this. Do you remember that idiot mistake you made? This? No, I am awesome. And you literally, the more times you answer back to yourself, the quieter that voice gets. A couple of years ago, that voice was incredibly loud in my head. I couldn't do anything right as far as I was concerned. But the more I did, I am awesome. No, well, actually, look what you've done today. The smaller that voice gets. And it is, like John's put in the comments, it's about progression, not perfection. So the more you tell yourself just a little bit every single day to counteract the negatives, the stronger you get at doing whatever it is that you're trying to do. You are awesome. We're all awesome. But you are awesome in your sense. Don't compare yourself to others. Okay? Go, Nina.
Thank you, Jay. And I was actually thinking about people who just joined us, maybe live on social media, and probably asking themselves, why are we talking about affirmations and standing in front of a mirror and saying nice things about yourself? If you're in business, if you have a project, if you have a business that is not scaling right, if you have a goal of income or something really tangible, really solid, like something you can see, why talking to myself in the mirror is actually relevant? How does it actually work? And why is this useful and sometimes crucial? So it's not esoteric, it's not some kind of magic or manifestation, blah, 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 that we're teaching now. We are teaching an exact science. Success is an exact science. And the fact that we are talking about saying good things about yourself in the mirror, repeating this affirmation while looking in your own eyes, that is not a product of just experimenting with saying nice things about yourself. That is an exact science. What we are doing here actually is reprogramming the subconscious mind. You have been programming your subconscious mind since you've been on this earth, and probably even before, because you actually inherited the nervous system, the beliefs, the paradigms, the fears, even from your parents. Your DNA contains a whole lot of information that we're not actually able to grasp. It contains the fears of multiple generations. It contains a blueprint of the nervous systems of your parents. That can sound really like magic. And after that, you started programming your subconscious mind with repetition, with language, with beliefs, with religion, with all the criticizing that you've been subject to during your childhood, all the praise, all your notes from school, all your bank statements, all your failures and successes, all of this, all your habits are actually a constant programming of the subconscious mind. The fact that you have a goal now that you're not able to achieve, or you find the strategy really frustrating, sometimes difficult to implement, means that something is or needs to be changed in terms of the subconscious programming. So what we're trying to do is fill in the gap between what you want and what you need to be doing, or what you actually were programmed to do that you're not doing properly. If I can put things differently. So the knowing doing gap is that you know how to achieve the goal, probably, but you're doing things that are holding you back. You're still doing things that are holding you back. You're still facing that fear. You're still thinking that you're not worthy. You're still thinking that you're probably bothering your clients. Why is that? Because of the programming. And why are we talking to ourselves in the mirror? Because the fact that you stand in front of yourself and talk to yourself out loud, you are perceiving a new message. And the repetition is what makes the new subconscious mind programming, implementing, or taking place into your belief system. And this is what we want to teach you maybe this week during these 5 days. It's probably not enough, but we cannot stress this more. There is a huge difference once you learn how to reprogram your thinking, your conditioning, because you have been conditioned. Like, let's face it, we have all been conditioned, be it in a better way or in a worse way, depends really on our environment, our own thinking, our own fears, on everything that we perceive with our five senses, the ideas we have about yourself. Everything can be changed. This is the good news today. Everything can be changed. Your belief system, your fears, your self-doubt, your confidence level, the fact that you can speak to people confidently and talk to successful clients, even if you are a beginner. This is possible once you start having a different belief system. And talking to yourself in the mirror is one crucial key to do that, because it is perceived as an external voice by yourself, by the person looking at you in the mirror. It's quite magical, actually, and it's quite vulnerable to look at yourself in the eye and to say something out loud. The first time I tried this, it was absolutely so hard. It was a nightmare. I was so intimidated by myself. I couldn't even speak out loud. It's like I can actually hear myself in my head. Why do I have to speak out loud? Because it was so foreign. We tend to take ourselves for granted, but we don't know the person we were talking to. The fact that after this video, I'm going to watch the recording, it's like another person speaking. Like I don't know this person yet, because they keep evolving, because they keep growing. So to summarize what I was saying, if you just joined us, your programming can be changed. We have all been programmed. The fact that you are facing some roadblocks, the fact that something is holding you back, the fact that you are facing self-doubt and fear can be changed through reprogramming your subconscious mind. And this can be changed by repetition. And we are going to elaborate more on this, but this may be the main takeaway today. Jay, do you want to add something?
I was just going to say that then wonderfully leads into the third question that we posed to our subscribers for the Zoom call who are joining us and watching the recordings through the email subscribe. The third question was, will simply working harder create the success you want? And I think everything we've said this evening so far, the answer is no. Yes, you need the strategy, but you also need the mindset. Yes, you can work really damn hard, but it doesn't mean you're going to get the success that you want. And that's what this week's all about, helping you to see that working harder isn't necessarily the answer. Working smarter is. Like Gary does with his AIs, helping people to do it in another way, to help people open your eyes to see that there are smarter ways of working. I work with people on productivity, helping you to see that time management is an illusion. You can't manage time. It's impossible. There are 24 hours in a day. That's it. The richest person on the planet can't buy an extra 2 hours. What they can do, and what any of us can do, is use our time more effectively by working smarter. Can you delegate that job? Can you shorten the process? Does that job even need to be done in the first place? Is it getting you towards your goal? If the answer is no, you then go back to what we asked about the second question. You make that decision that no, this is not serving me. So therefore, I ain't doing it. My time is better spent elsewhere. Go for it, Polly.
I completely agree with and with not working harder but smarter, because from observing myself and observing my client, I think two biggest blockers about why people are working harder and not smarter is fear and indecision. The fear about themselves, the fear about the vision, and indecision, don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're doing it. They don't know if they should follow their heart or they should follow other people's strategy. So because of the fear and because of indecision, there's a lot of huge internal conflict, a lot of internal disintegrations. And that's a massive energy drainer. And that was the reason why people find it so hard to work, because it drains your energy internally without you without you realizing it. It's not actually the action that make you tired, it's the thinking that make you tired. So there is I actually, out of curiosity, I actually had a little calculations on how much is the energy that is causing by internal disintegration. And that amount of energy is equivalent to one light bulb that could be lightened for 60 hours non-stop. 60 hours. So imagine if you use the same amount of the energy to work smarter, to work a lot more efficiently, to be more aligned to your goal and your vision and image every day, how powerful you would be to achieve your goal. And rather than being imposter, being procrastinate, being fear every day. So that's just a little highlight on how important the mindset is to help us to achieve our success and to work smarter and work towards our goal without wasting our energy.
Thank you, Polly. Perfect. Well, let's summarize what we have been talking about today. If you just joined us, don't worry. We will have the recording and the lives will probably stay on social media for a couple of days. So you're still able to join us tomorrow and then the next couple of days on Zoom if you want to ask your questions, if you want to really have highlight maybe your ideas, your business, network with other people, share your ideas in the chat, share whatever is holding you back or think is holding you back, whatever is preventing you from achieving your goal in 2025, and let's talk about it, and let's see how the mindset is truly a work of magic. Really having this blueprint, this strategy, this idea of our ability to change our thinking in order to change our results. This has been crucial for me and for every one of us in the Freedom Collective, for John, for Polly, for Jay. At some point, our thinking shifted because we discovered that we can change the way we think, that it's not final, that it's not just who we are because we keep evolving. So to summarize, first of all, you need to ask yourself, what do you really want? And second of all, identify what you think is holding you back. Could be the paradigm, could be your conditioning, could be your strategy, could be your lack of money, could be your environment. Be completely honest with yourself with these two questions. What do you really want? And keep maybe asking the question over and over again because the answer will change. You'll see how flexible you become if you are comfortable enough talking to yourself and writing down answers as they come to you completely honestly. Do this a couple of times after this session and show see the magic, see the really the results happening in front of you. As you take notes, I strongly advise that you take notes, keep your ideas and keep your inspiration on paper, because if you're just thinking in your head and think, okay, I know the goal, let's talk about it in my head, you'll get distracted. You'll not be able to carry on the whole idea in your head. You need to take notes on your computer, on your phone, on a piece of paper, whatever is right for you. But please keep taking notes and keep asking yourself these two questions. What do I really want? And what I think is holding me back? This can also change because maybe we think it's the money, but it's not the money because we have maybe invested some money in the business and still the results isn't coming because we have been trying things the exact same way we've been trying the last 10 years. So it could be a wrong strategy, but could also be self-doubt. And we have talked about this today. We talked about how you can actually change things, change the way you perceive yourself. And once this actually starts to shift the way you perceive yourself, the way you think of yourself, and the way you project yourself to others, everything else will start shifting. You'll start manifesting like crazy. Things and opportunities and people will come to you from all over the place. And you're like, what just happened? It's you. You happened. The new you happened. And this is what we want to help you achieve during this week. Jay, you wanted to add something before we close?
Add on to that, you can listen to us all week, but unless you take some action, nothing's going to change. So Nina's given you two. Write down what it is you want, really want, and ignore that stupid, annoying little voice that says, oh, I can't have that, I haven't got the money, haven't got the time, haven't got the resources, haven't got that. That's irrelevant. You don't need to know any of that. You don't need any of that. Just need to know what you want, why you want it, because without a why, what's the point? What is that thing you want going to do for you? Okay. For me at the moment, my big want is Big Blue, which is my Big Blue camper van. Okay. It's fully imagined in my head. I have pictures of it. I have drawings of the inside. I have measurements of what's going where because it'll all be self-built. Why do I want it? Freedom. I can just get in the van with the child, with the dragon, maybe, and go off somewhere for a weekend. It's freedom to do what I want and go wherever. And then the third thing I'm going to challenge you all to do, and I'm going to do it straight after this call, is to jump into our Facebook group and to introduce yourselves. Be that as a post with a picture, just a text written post, or as a video. It's entirely up to you, whichever one you want to do. But those are the 3 things we want you to do this evening or early tomorrow before our call tomorrow at 8. Okay? So what do you want? Why do you want it? Introduce yourself in the Facebook group.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. I'll do the same. I always do these exercises every time I'm holding a masterclass or I'm joining a masterclass, because every time, as we have been talking about, you are not the same person doing this exercise. And this is so crucial. So keep doing this. Keep asking yourself, what do I want? What is my goal? Is it clearly described and clearly visioned in my mind? Like, Jay, you can see your van. This is very important. Use a vision board. Use a checklist. Use whatever works for you, like whatever inspires you to get the vision very clear. We will talk about vision more in detail tomorrow, but in the meantime, Polly, you wanted to add something.
I know we're coming to close very soon, but I also just wanted to say this now, because not necessarily everybody knows what they want. And
Yes.
that is fine too. You know, you don't need to feel like a massive failure if you don't know what you want, because quite frankly, just like Nina said, we don't really ask ourselves this question more than enough. So quite frankly, a lot of us are out of practice. So I remember when people ask me, what do I really want? I was completely clueless for days. So if you don't know what you want, there's a really good exercise you can do instead, is you can write out what you don't want. We know what we don't want a lot more than what we want. So when you start writing down what you don't want, then you will start having clearer idea on what you want. And that's enough, because that will get your mind to start growing, and you will start growing the idea every single day. And that's progression. So good exercise to do. If you don't know what you want, you can do that instead.
Wonderful. Thank you. And this is an amazing idea, Polly. Yes, most people don't know what they want, and because we never actually ask the question, or we answer the question like based on whatever other people told us what we should be wanting. And this is a huge problem, because we can spend our whole life fulfilling other people's goals, and that's such a waste. So let's not do that. Ask yourself what you don't want, and then ask yourself what would actually lead me to not living that life that I don't want. Would it be more money, better health, better fitness level? Maybe I need to lose a couple of pounds. I don't know. Like, really ask yourself what would bring you freedom, what will make your day really amazing and really fulfilling, what will make you feel inspired and feeling wealthy at heart. These are a couple of questions that may inspire you and may give you some ideas to work with it, to brainstorm with, until tomorrow. Until tomorrow, we are going to talk about the know and doing gap. What's the difference between what we know and what we end up doing, and how do we actually fill up this gap? We started talking about this today. We will dive deeper into it tomorrow. We will talk about paradigms, about visualizing, about manifestation, about energy. There's going to be a lot of things to cover tomorrow and the next couple of days. So be sure to join us again on Zoom. If you register using your email address, you will have a personal link to join every day. If you prefer watching us live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, inside our Facebook group, the Freedom Collective, please feel free to do so as well. What I want you to do is share your thoughts, share your goals, share whatever idea came to you today, share your takeaways, and let us know if you have done the exercises. So between now and tomorrow, tell us if you actually got a piece of paper and a pen and started asking yourself, what do you really want? Is it working for you? Do you have trouble answering this question? Is the answer shifting every time you try? We would love to know more. And if you have any questions about a specific thing in your business, in your strategy, in your mindset, a specific block in your maybe a self-doubt, a paradigm problem, anything, we are more than happy to hear from you. So reach out to us via email, on social media, write to us. We're happy to answer your questions and read all your comments. In the meantime, this meeting came to an end. This was Think Bigger, Achieve More, the 5-day success challenge. And we are here as the Freedom Collective, John Power, Jay Cordery, Polly Liu, and myself, Nina Robert. It was very lovely to have you on Zoom and our social media. We wish you a very good day or a very good night, wherever you are looking or watching us from. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow in the 5-day Success Accelerator. Bye, everyone.
Bye.